Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here this evening for this section in Wisdom in Action. For tonight, we'll have a lecture on Heal Your Mind to Clean the World. Heal your mind to clean the world. Be aware that the thoughts you hold in your mind get projected into the world around us. How can we be the master of our mind so the best in us emerges and gives the best to the world? So, Rona will be sharing some thoughts and practices on how we can accomplish this.
Mm-hmm. And the camera. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. The weather is getting a little bit less winterish. Before we start, maybe we can start with an extra minute of silence. There's no sound. Yeah. And those on Zoom here, it doesn't look like they can hear.
Yes, we hear you, Sister Rona.
We hear you. We hear you.
Okay. Let's have a minute of silence before we start. On Friday, it was Earth Day. Last Friday, 5-6 days ago. And the topic of today is connected with Earth Day. Clear your mind, clean your mind, heal your mind, clean the world. And when people think about, or when we think about our environment, when we think about the condition of nature, when we think about the weather, when we think about global warming, we do not necessarily easily create a connection with what is going on in our mind. But there is a very close connection. And it would be good to be a bit more aware of that. Just now we had this minute of silence. What happened in that silence? What did you experience? Be just 1 minute. a bit of a calm. Very good. So if you in silence, in your mind, internally are experiencing calm, what is the energy that you put out? What is the vibration that you put out? Yeah, that same calm. And if your calm and your peace is very, very strong, then what will you put out? Very strong peace. Very strong calm. And those who are around you, what will they feel from you? Peace or calm. And if your calm is extremely powerful, what will that do to others around you? It will calm them down. And when people are at peace, when people are calm, how will they behave? Positively, peacefully, ethically. When people are at peace, they can think more clearly too. And this is an area that we generally, in our world culture, not pay much attention to generally. But everything that we do, everything that we say, every interaction that we have, every behavior or behavior pattern, every choice we make, it starts with our thoughts, and it starts with a thought. Now, if the foundation of something is already shaky, what will be the rest that is built from it? It will also be shaky, no? If your thoughts are jumbled up and all over the place, how will be your words and your behavior? It will be similar, no? Now, if you have 1,000,000 people who are all in chaos, what will be the, what will be the environment that they create? How will they treat each other and how will they treat nature? Same, no? And so we can try and clean up the world, we can try and protect Earth, but if we haven't got a clean and clear mind, what can we truly do? So any change out there, any cleaning up we should do or could do, we first have to start with cleaning up our inner environment. That is the best contribution we could give to Earth Day. And actually, I always used to wonder, why is only one day Earth Day? It's not every day. Just like Mother's Day. Why only one day Mother's Day? Not every day Mother's Day. So then the question comes back to, how clean is my mind? Is it clean? Yes, it's clean. Mind is clean. Yeah. If you take a picture of your mind, what will it look like? Empty. Empty. Very good. Let's go to the board. So a simple sequence that is useful for us to be clear about is generally we look around us and we see our environment. We see nature. We see the society that we live in and the dynamics in society. No, traffic is one area of it. Have you noticed how people's nature gets manifested in the way they drive? Some people have beautiful cars, but when you sit next to them in the car, you think, I'm never going to get into this car again with this driver ever. And other people, you drive with them and things are so smooth. It has to do with their, what is it? Their self-control, their mood, the atmosphere in their inner world. It gets reflected in how they what is it? How they drive their car. And some people, they show fingers to others. And they open their windows and they scream all kinds of things. Or they, whatever, the other thing is they honk, 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 make a lot of noise. While other people, they are just calmly sitting, patiently waiting. They honk if it is required, truly, if there is some danger. But there is patience, there is tolerance, there is accuracy. Whilst others, they try to squeeze all over the place, even against traffic. That is not the car doing that. That is the driver doing that. The driver making choices, the driver taking decisions, the driver manifesting his inner nature through his vehicle. And either creating a mess for everybody else in traffic or, traffic is a very good example of how our inner nature gets manifested in outer environment. So if we want to improve the traffic, what we have to do? Improve ourselves. Yeah, you follow the rules, but internally you need to have that mindset to follow rules, to respect rules. It is quite interesting, you can observe people driving by. You can see how people behave in traffic. And so what we observe often is external environment. You just heard honking. That is what we observe. But what we often forget, what is behind that behavior, what is behind that environment, what created that environment. And we can be agreeing, or we can feel pleasant with the environment, or we can complain about it, or we can be horrified about this environment. But it doesn't just come by itself. What has created this environment? And so this external environment is created by human behavior. And that includes nature also. In nature, we observe certain things. But what influences nature? Human behavior. We do not necessarily want to acknowledge that, but isn't that true? Especially when you're in a hurry. Yeah. But a simple example, I grew up in the tropics in Caribbean, South America. And growing up as a small child, whatever you would throw on the earth in terms of just from the kitchen water, you throw and potato, what is it? Tomatoes start to grow, and whatever seeds is in the water, it start to grow. You hardly have to do anything. I went back to that place where I grew up. Now the earth hardly produces anything anymore. That same spot of land, it has been used and used and abused and used and whatever, and now it is barren land. You know, mango trees, have you seen ever true mango trees? They produce huge amounts of mangoes. Huge amounts of mangoes. The last place where I lived in the Dominican Republic, in the city, there was a little yard and there was a mango tree. You know how many mangoes it produced? Maximum was 38 for the year. And this was a huge mango tree. The earth did not have the power to feed that tree in such a way that it could produce more. There are lots of blossoms, but everything falls, and only 38 years. We felt sorry for that poor tree. Must be ashamed of himself. These are simple examples, but even nature and earth is like almost, it sometimes appears exhausted. Now we have to put so many fertilizers and so many things just to, it may still look nice, your orange and your banana and whatever, but even the taste is not the same as it used to be 30 years ago. And they have to do so many things to make it grow. As if earth itself is tired. Now, why is that happening? Human beings have not cared for it. So there's human behavior that affects the environment, that creates the environment, but it even affects nature. Now, where does human behavior come from? Our habits, our tendencies, our likes and dislikes, our preferences. Where do they come from? Yeah. It comes from the state of our mind. And our thoughts get translated into words. It gets converted into actions. It gets converted into habits. All of this is human behavior. And so we can try to fix this, but if we don't fix this, this will continue to be just, how to say, you're trying to fix things, but you're having a leaking bucket. Trying to fill the bucket, but it continues to leak. The way we think, our thought process, our deeper belief systems, that will decide how we talk, how we act, how we interact, how we as a humankind, as a society behave. And that will reflect in the environment. So actually, it is very simple. We do not need to try and do all these big things. Let's take a shortcut and fix our inner environment. Now, what is wrong with our inner environment? We want too much. Very good. What is the pollution in our inner environment? One form of pollution desires. There's this saying in India, the world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. Meaning to rhyme it, no? Because in essence it is desires. Whatever is required for the body, that the world can provide. But this mind full of desires, it's not possible to get that fulfilled. So that is one type of pollution going on in the mind. Desires. What else? We react all kinds of reactions, but what is the basis of those reactions? Ego. Definitely. Big, all the different egos that we carry in the mind. Big pollution. What else? How does that also manifest? What are the other forms of pollution in our mind? Actually, these are deeper desires, expectations. We take many, many, many things for granted. We expect.
Ignorance.
Ignorance is another area. Ignorance of what?
Knowledge.
Ignorance of certain areas, certain special. Our beliefs, some of our beliefs, yeah, maybe wrong or distorted beliefs. Ignorance. Information overload. Information overload. Anything else? The pollution of our inner world. Yeah, repetitive waste thoughts. Repetitive and waste thinking. Anything else? Negative, yeah. So like jealousy, very good. Jealousy. Anyone jealous in New York City? Jealousy, anxiety, fear, anger, laziness, pollution, laziness, carelessness, gossiping. Does that happen? Thoughts of other people that doesn't concern you, none of your business, but you keep on thinking about them. Useless thinking. Yeah, so all of that is pollution of our inner world. So we want to clean up here, but we have to start here. Because what is inside here, it will manifest, no? Selfishness. So let's take one, desires. Is it possible to diminish desires? Yeah, with contentment. So what is required to diminish our desires? Meditation, okay. Obvious. But what happens in meditation so that your desires are diminished? You become free from the body. Let's take a very basic positioning. At present, we consciously or subconsciously live with a certain belief about ourselves and about life. We live with a certain model about what life is and about who we are. Whether we consciously think about it or rationalize it, but this is the general trend in the world, anywhere. The basic positioning is I am born at a certain moment in time, and I'm nothing and I'm no one. And because there is a family around, father and mother, they give me a certain identity. They give me the body, and through the body, I can acquire things and people, position, possession, money, status, and I become someone based on what I get or what I take or what I acquire or what I achieve. Nothing and no one, but I become someone, my sense of self and my sense of value and my sense of self-respect and my sense of self-importance is based on what I can get. And if I can't get it, I will try to take it. And if I can't take it, I will continue to demand it. And at some moment in time, the lifespan of the body is finished. And then all of this will disappear again. So I will be nothing and no one again. In this model, in this belief system. And so we don't like this, and we like this, getting, and then we don't like this because we will lose everything again and be nothing and no one again. So we live as if this moment will never come, and we live accumulating and dreading this moment and dreading losing everything that we have accumulated. This is actually a very sad way to live. It is, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, simplifying it, but it is a very, how to say, because in this belief system, every moment is a potential moment of loss. Because everything that we acquire is also temporary and can change. No, people, position, possession, money, even the body itself. Anytime it can change, can become different. So in this outlook, there is a constant underlying insecurity, a constant underlying sense of not having enough. Any moment I can lose. In this belief system, it is not possible to lower desires because we will always want, we will always need. And even if we get, we can lose it. So just in case we want one more. But now we can lose two. So you need one more just in case you lose two. But now you have three, so you can now lose three. It becomes like endless. More you have, more you can lose, bigger the anxiety, more the stress to get more, to make up for the possible, maybe, loss. You understand that? This is a bit funny, but this is what can happen with us. And this is why sometimes you see people who have so much, but still they are so anxious because they've got a lot that they can lose. And so they work very hard to get more, even more. But this is a bit of the mindset that we all live in present day society. To become someone, to be important, to even have a feeling of respect and love for ourselves, we feel we need to have and acquire. Now, the model of spirituality is
So
very
with that mindset, the energy that we put out into the atmosphere, into the environment, is nothing like the calmness that you were talking about at the beginning. So we just contaminate the whole atmosphere because we're anxious, we want more, and we afraid to lose, and all those things you're talking about. And so all that energy going into to the atmosphere. So it's like rough.
Yeah. But also you can imagine one thing is the vibrations and the energy that we put out, but also how will our behavior be? How will our words be? How will our interactions be? Our interactions will always be, what can this person give me? You might not say it, but deeper inside, that is the attitude. Interactions become, what is it? Transactions. Yeah. What can they give me? Now, there is, many years ago, they did a sociological, some interesting human behavior research. And what they did, they observed attitude of people in social gatherings. And so like this, people come in and they have some gathering. And what they observed is that there are different types of attitude people have. So one has this mindset, they come in and they look and they think, what can I get here? Oh, what is here in it for me? What can I get from this? That is the first mindset. The second one is they come in and they look around and they start complaining. Why this not there? Why that not there? Why the color of the ceiling is like that? Why people sitting like that? Why are they dressed like that? They're complaining. Anything, everything, something to complain about. They get drink. Why don't I get more drink? Why don't I get orange juice instead of apple juice? Mindset of a complainer. Third attitude, person comes in and he thinks, what can I contribute? What can I add here? What can I give? How can I help? What is my specialty range is there that I can add? And this is interesting. It shows a different mindset, but it was very interesting because they have observed these people for, I think, 20 years. And they tried to monitor their life events over the space of 20 years, connecting their mindset, their attitude with things that happen in their life. Now, who of the three you think had best relationships? The third one, obvious. Who do you think had the best, what is it, live events in terms of relationships, in terms of job opportunity, in terms of climbing social ladder? The third one. What is even interesting, the third one also had the best results in terms of health, physical health. Which one was the worst? The complainer. The complainer. No, the complainer was the worst. These kinds of research is interesting, no? Because it shows certain links and it makes you think. Now, this mindset will result in number one and in number two. They will always look for what they can get. And they will end up complaining when they don't get. This is like a beggar mindset, a needy mindset, a victim mindset. Now, the spiritual model, and have you ever seen, do you think someone with a beggar mindset can be consistently happy? Even when he will still be anxious because he doesn't know if he will get tomorrow again. And even what he gets, he might lose. The Raj Yoga, the spiritual model, is very different. The spiritual model says you are a complete and whole being. You are a spiritual being. You are a soul. You are a being of consciousness. You are living light, imperishable, innately peaceful. Imperishable means cannot die. Innately made of peace. Innately a being that is loving, God-like in nature, God-like in essence, child of the Supreme. You belong to that dimension of silence and light, and you come here temporarily to play a game. And this game is extra. This whole human experience is like an extra game. You don't need anything here because you are complete and whole as a spiritual being. And so, as an extra, you receive a body to play the game of human life. So at some stage, the soul enters the body and experiences the physical dimension, the human dimension. You get eyes. This is interesting. You can see all kinds of things. It's extra. Ears extra. These fingers is extra. Tools. But even without all of this, I eternally remain this timeless, peaceful, pure, living light. And all of this is extra. So if it is there, it's nice. If it is not there, still nice. Understand? So like for example, to give a limited similarity, we are sitting here and we are okay. Sitting in chairs, we are fine. These flowers, those on Zoom, I don't know if you have seen. These flowers, they're beautiful, no? They're beautiful, they're fresh, nice colors. Nice, it's extra. You don't need it. If it is not there, it is fine also. It is there, it is nice. It's not there, is also fine. It is extra. You don't need it. If you are not, if you did not come here expecting there have to be flowers, otherwise I will be in a depression or whatever. No. It is nice, extra. If we can have this attitude towards this body, towards whole of the human experience, then there will be appreciation. There will be respect. There will even be love, but there will not be dependency. And this model allows us to live with that attitude. And this is what meditation does. In meditation, you are reinforcing, emerging this awareness of being a spiritual being. And this body is extra. I am not this body. I am not male or female. I am not rich or poor. That is part of the extra game. And of course, you want to play the game well. You learn the rules and you play the game well. But no game is also fine. Anyone want to say anything? This mindset will have this model. If we live with this model, our mind will function very different. Watching the traffic, wow, look at this interesting, all kinds of body, all kinds of variety of sensations are there. There is hot, there is cold, there is wet, there is food, all kinds of variety of experiences and taste. Such an adventure. Please use the mic so that those on Zoom can hear.
Like the analogy makes sense that the flower is hair, but
Yeah.
it's nice. So like,
Yeah.
shouldn't we aim to get the flower hair? You know, like how do we balance how
Mm.
much we should go for extra?
But it doesn't, ultimately, it doesn't, the attitude inside is, okay, it's nice if we get flowers. But if we don't, that is also fine. And if somebody else wants the flowers, that's fine. Our standard will be, how can things serve the maximum? If I take these flowers and put them in my room, I will be the only one who can enjoy them. If they are here, all of you and everyone who comes here can enjoy them.
Get the extra.
Yeah.
You don't get emotionally attached to anything.
Mm.
So you don't have to get emotionally attached to anything. People, things, flower, nature, anything. So how is that possible?
No, there is a difference. You know, this word attachment, it creates sometimes a bit of a confusion. I still love the flowers, but I'm not dependent on them. And when, in the sense of attachment, attachment means there is some bondage there, some dependency. And
How you don't,
yeah, like I said, I love the flowers.
yeah, how you don't get attached to things? How?
Yeah, how if you are full? If you are internally full, then you don't feel I need. And when you don't feel I need, I can appreciate it. I can love it. I can respect it. But when it's not there, I don't miss it. And actually, that is much healthier than a relationship of I need you and I can't live without you. If you are not there, I die. That is like prison. But if we are internally empty, that is what we do. And not because we are bad, but because we are internally empty. And that is this model. And to shift to this model and to emerge our innate beauty and greatness and wholeness and fullness, so that we can interact with others and appreciate them for who they are, even love them. But if they're not there, I won't sit in the corner, cry, beat my head. Understand? Because internally there is emotional independence. There is internal emotional self-respect and fullness. And that we need to kind of come back to again. Because otherwise we hold on to others. And nobody wants to be held on to in the first place. And maybe even a little bit for a while to boost the ego, but not all the time. There was one friend, I have a friend, and he used to tell me, oh, I love it when my girlfriend says, oh, please don't go. I don't feel good when you are not here. Please don't go. Stay here. Please don't go. So he said he feels good. So after 6 months, he tells me, she suffocates. She suffocates me because I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. She just wants me to sit with her all the time. So in the beginning, his ego get boosted. But after a while, he get fed up. Understand? And this is what can easily happen in relationships in this model. And initially we feel good. Oh, they can't live without me. After a while, really, they can't live without you. Put a chain around your neck. Nick wanted to say something. Yeah. Please, put the mic.
I could imagine if you've always had everything you wanted and always had everything that you might fear that you're going to lose it. And then but people like that, you think they wouldn't want to investigate their true self. Is that, I mean, not always.
Possible, yeah, but there will come a time that you might not have everything. So that you can start exploring. Yeah. That you can start exploring. Now, and this is why, I feel this institution is so useful and also I think needed in the world, because we need to come back to the essence of who we truly are and stop this this mindset and the behavior that comes from this mindset. Because ultimately, this is what creates chaos everywhere, and sadness, and what is it? Depression. Yeah, 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 yeah. And what happens in this inner emptiness, where one way we try to fill this inner emptiness is with other people, with relationships, but the other way we try to fill it is with material possessions or with some status and show off. That doesn't mean people who have status that they're all empty inside. That doesn't mean it. But when we are empty, we try to. And then, this inner emptiness is such that we are ready to break rules. Ultimately, we are ultimately ready to destroy our environment and nature even, just to get some satisfaction, some need. Even self-harm means body harm. Yeah, well, yeah. Meditation, and also someone was saying on Zoom, coming out of spiritual ignorance, we need to get a broader perspective on ourselves. And so we need spiritual knowledge. The world is hungry for it, yeah. And to also not nurture destructive habits. We have many destructive habits that undermine, but it is like working on different levels. Meditation alone is not enough. We also need input of spiritual knowledge. We also need to reassess our lifestyle and our habits that we have. And I think ultimately it comes down to being serious about a spiritual practice and life. Like for myself, I have a routine of daily meditation and daily spiritual studies. But I also have certain decisions about, for example, my choices of diet. Because at a deeper level, that nurtures a sense of self-respect, and it nurtures the principles that I hold high. For example, the principle of nonviolence, absolute nonviolence, and also towards the animal kingdom. But another principle by which I live is live a life that is simple. Don't complicate your life, not in your mind, but also not with too many things and too many sometimes a simple example is, for example, the wardrobe. How simple is your wardrobe? When you buy something new or get something new, something old has to go also. Those things. How many things do we truly need? Simplify your life, simplify your thinking. That makes space for deep thinking. Refined feelings come. So live your life with certain principles. In your interactions with others also, certain principles, certain lifestyle disciplines in how to relate with other people. Food is a good area also. People just eat anyhow, anywhere, anything, whatever, with whomever, however it is prepared. That is not dignified life. Well, I mean, I don't want to scorn or sound disrespectful, but we have created a society where there is no, what is it? Yeah, and no structure to our life. Come back to that. These are simple things. Have a good routine. Cook for yourself. Make healthy food to feed this body. Cook in silence. Eat with respect, with appreciation and gratitude. This is one area and one example. But we have lost those. Our day and night routine is all jumbled up. There is a time to sleep and there's a time to be awake. Not all. What is it? This is some pride these days, even. What is the city that never sleeps? What is that? What is the pride of that? Just creates a lot of sickness and exhaustion. Understand? But at the individual level, sort out what are your values, what are your principles, live by them, create routines that empower you internally. And then there will be self-respect. And when there is self-respect, it is much less, how to say, there's much less chance that you will allow someone else to harm or to disrespect, because you have respect and love for self. But there has to be a basis for that self-respect. What is my vision of myself and what is the way I live? How do I live? Do I feel love and respect for that myself? Please use the mic.
Use the power to pack up. Is that?
Part of it, the power to pack up. Power to pack up means to make things short, not to, and an easy way to understand it. So that can be a principle by which you live. If you can say things in 10 words, don't use 1,000. Interactions with others, let them be, what is it? Meaningful. And if they're not, then why linger and, thoughts, same. How much thoughts do we need? Do we just go on and on and on and on and on and on? And sometimes you see people, they talk on the phone just to talk, not because anything useful is being exchanged. That is opposite. So you're wasting your breath, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. And other people also. So that power to pack up is make things short. Make them essential, make them valuable, make them powerful. Not go on forever. Have you had that experience? Is somebody on the phone talking to you and you want to try and but you can't. They continue talk, talk. And you want to hang up, but you can't. So this art of living, the art of playing the game, that is also, we need to grow in that also. All of that is part of, first of all, the true self. That is the foundation. That is spiritual knowledge and that is meditation. And then with that foundation, you explore how to play this game without getting trapped. Okay, 7:30. There is next week Saturday, not this Saturday, but next week Saturday, we will have a one-day retreat here at the center from 10 to 3, focusing on meditation. So we will do meditation exercises together. That we will do, what is it? We will share the method, how to meditate. There will be possibility to question and answer and practice. So you're all invited, and you're all invited to bring your friends who have interest. But because it is a retreat, I would invite you to sleep properly the night before, so you don't fall asleep. I mean that you come with energy, no? Because it is 5 hours. So prepare yourself beforehand that you're with good energy, physical energy. It is an in-person event, so it will not be on Zoom, this one. So you're most welcome for that, to explore.
Also, a reminder, what we have at the center is the Sanctuary of Peace. For those who don't know, here and on Zoom, it's a meditation, half an hour meditation from Monday through Thursday, 6:30 to 6:30 p.m. There will be some music and meditation commentary to help you concentrate if you are no experienced meditator. And from Monday through Friday, there is a power boost lunchtime meditation. Yes, it's just to boost your energy in the middle of the day. And it happens from 12 to 12:30 p.m.
No,
And
it is 20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. Here they have 12 to 12:30. So it's an online event only, so you can watch on YouTube or Facebook. And also these lectures are recorded on YouTube and Facebook. You can go back and watch again. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Let's close with some moment of some silence. And in this silence, just reflect on this thought. That the real self is an invisible being of light. Timeless, imperishable, innately. You're God-like in nature.